This is your before and after story. Instead of imagining a rewarding career in medical imaging, Southeastern College can actually take you there. Prepare for a career in ultrasound, radiology, and X-ray technology with hands-on specialized training, simulations, and real-life experience with the latest imaging technology. You'll be ready to play a vital role on any healthcare team. Transform your life by helping others. Southeastern College. Your future is bright. Visit scc.edu to get started.
One great month doesn't mean it's time to quit. Consistency is your true green light.
Educate, empower, enable, impact. Thank you for tuning in to That Will Never Work, an award-winning podcast where we share inspiring information and personal experiences related to business and the entrepreneurial journey from those who are leaders in their respective field. Now, here's your host, author and business coach, Maurice.
Hey, everybody. How are you today? And so we're going to talk about your great month that you might have had in your hustle. And a lot of times we get so excited about an opportunity that, hey, first we're going to go out there, we're going to do what we're going to do, and whatever that is. And then we see that, hey, we see this progression, just a little bit here and there. Then all of a sudden we see one big month. And now we're saying in our minds, oh, now it's time for me to put all my energy into this. And here's the thing that I would like to say is, slow down for a moment, right? I would like to say is that before making the leap, ensure that this is generating reliable income over time and not just a one-time spike. And we need to talk about that because if you see it as 1 month, yes, it can be that 1 month that appears that it can pay all of your bills. It could be that 1 month that say, hey, you know what? I am finally out of all of my startup challenges. So when you start up your company or your organization or your side hustle, how much money you invested in, and you've been able to recoup that money plus a couple little dollars or, whatever it is. So we look at that month and say, you know what? I'm on the right track. And you are. But now here's the question. Can you do it again? Here's another question. Can you do it again? And my suggestion would be for you to wait anywhere between 6, 8, 12 months to see it consistently and understand that, hey, if this is really sustainable, because if it's not sustainable, you might have to pivot. And even when you pivot, during that time of pivoting, you can see a drop. You can see it change a little bit. Your effort and your energy might have to shift. And because you brought in that type of money, have you been overreaching, overspending on ads or anything along those lines, any other type of marketing, courses, education, whatever it is? Have you been paying attention to how the money was going in and coming out? So do you have a history? And I listened to someone not too long ago. He's a famous coach, and he spoke about how he's been able to maintain his income by diversifying, because what he was doing originally did not sustain his lifestyle. So there were other parts of what he was doing originally. He had to break it up into other avenues and other spaces. So as you'll start to see me a little bit more, I will have to pivot as well. So this podcast right now is audio, and this part will always stay audio. This will stay audio. So even though you might be listening on YouTube or iHeartRadio or Apple Podcasts or Audible, whatever it is, wherever you might be listening, this part will stay audio. But I am transitioning into a place of video where you'll start to hear these topics from an audio and video perspective. You will start to see my face, and that's not because the finances have changed or whatever it is, but I understand that there's some things that need to be sustainable. There's some things where in order for people to buy in a little bit more, I have to pivot in this situation to ensure that, hey, that there is some longevity in what I'm doing. And so I would like for you to consider, what is that in order for you to continue on your process. We can get hype about the money. We can. We have. All of us have. Yo, you know what? When I was doing the websites and flyers and other type of graphic designs, and I had 1 month that might have tripled what my previous month was. And I'm like, I spoke to my wife and said to her, you know what? It's time to expand and do this and do that. And then the following month, it went right back to a normal month, because sometimes we don't realize what we were doing in that particular time that might have influenced this spike. And so I'm saying that because with that being a service-based situation, you might have an influx of people asking you to do this service on an abundant space versus your normal, which could be, hey, you know what? I'm normally getting 2 or 3 calls a week, and now there's 1 month I have 7 or 8. So yes, it sounds great, right? But then the next month, if you're down to 2 to 3, maybe even 1 to 2 a week, well, how did you get to 7 or 8? And sometimes you don't understand what the influence was. Was it someone had gone to a conference and spoke your name real quick? Did you go into the market and you just spoke to the right person at the right time? So again, what are those things that have encouraged that spike? What encouraged you to get to that level? So I would like for each and every one of us to think of it from this perspective and why we need to pull back for a second after that spike. Why does all of this matter? See, sustainability beats hype. A consistent income stream is proof your business can support your lifestyle. So are you consistently making whatever that magic number might be? So let's just say, for an example, if you were making or bringing in $2,000 a month, which might be in today's economy, $2,000 a month is only, and I'm looking at apartments with my daughter, $2,000 we've noticed is just barely getting you a 1-bedroom apartment depending on where you're looking. But now you jump to $5,000 real quick and you say, hey, I'm making double and a half of that. But again, what is that work that went into that? So understand that you need this consistent income stream and that it could support your lifestyle for multiple months. Plus, you need to stack it anyway, right? So just be understanding that you need that consistency, that work ethic, because also that's the other part too. Sometimes we get into that and we see how much money brought in, and then we kind of pull back and be like, hey, you know what? I made it, not understanding that you still have to continue to work. You can't let your foot off the gas. Let's keep going. I thank you very much for listening today.
Thanks for listening. Follow Maurice Chisholm on social media to stay connected and check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, that will never work. Or will it?